Xtreme Collectibles here with a different kind of review. So first of all, I'm tired as fuck, and I'm probably going to be dropping F-bombs. I do apologize if that offends you. I'm so tired, I still have my pants on. So, you know it's a big deal. Second, I am starting to sell off some statues for three reasons. Number one is I do have a space issue that'll eventually hit me. Number two is I want something shiny and fast and very, very expensive. So the wife said I had to get it through selling off these guys. And three, sometimes you don't need 6 or 7 Supermans. So I decided the pieces I'm going to sell off I'm going to review first because I haven't done it yet. Although I think that might be a big mistake because as I'm looking at this guy now, I don't want to sell him. But yeah, so if I'm going to try and sell stuff through YouTube, through Facebook, through eBay. On a side note, if you're interested in buying this, then you can contact me and I'll tell you how at the end of the video.
I'm not sure I understand.
My watch was recording what I was saying. So I'll tell you how at the end of the video, so just fast forward through there or watch the review first to make sure you like it. So let's jump into this collaboration between Sideshow and Prime 1. Xtreme here with quarter scale Prime 1. I think it's made by Prime 1, but it was in collaboration with Sideshow, so this was back when they were all happy. They did a whole 52 line. So I'm not familiar with the 52 series, but from what I understand is they relaunched the DC Justice League characters back in 2011. I Googled it. And they came out with 52 new issues, so they called this the new 52 line. They kind of revamped the characters. So that's why you're going to see some differences here in Superman. And they made a Superman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg. I believe they made an Aquaman, and I have the Batman on order. I have the Cyborg too. I'm going to sell him as well. But pretty kick-ass piece. They made 1,500 of them. 1,000 of them were the collector's regular edition. All of the editions came with this head right here. Here's a stock photo because it's already packaged up. And then 500 of them were the exclusive version. So it has laser light up eyes, which is what I have. This is the exclusive version and retailed for $750. So it's funny, I just watched a video about selling statues. So if you're watching this, the guy that made the video, that's today. And he made an interesting fact that DC people don't, or DC characters by Sideshow don't resell at the same value. And I just noticed he's selling on eBay for less. So he may have something onto him. So I'll probably take a loss on this statue. Not too big of a loss though when I stick with prices. I'm pretty confident. Plus, I really like this the more I look at it. I haven't looked at him that close for a few months. That's one of the things I love about doing these reviews is I just get an appreciation for the statue. So when I start reviewing all my older pieces. So as I said, this was a collaboration between Prime 1 and Sideshow. I don't know if Sideshow helped with the concept or what that was. I know Prime 1 was primarily in charge with the production, so it technically is a Prime 1 statue. I don't believe you could have ordered these through the Prime 1 website though. I may be mistaken. Yeah, I unboxed it so long ago, I don't remember, you know, the art box or anything like that. I do remember the base as a number of different pieces. So some of these rocks come out, like so. Some are magnets, some are pegs. This pillar right here is a piece that goes in. And like I've been talking about on some of Sideshow's other pieces, even though this is Prime 1, like Thor, a few other ones, the character keys into something that keys into the base. So kind of interesting. But really easy to put together. Really no issues. He stands pretty tall. Let's get the dimensions on him. And again, for exact dimensions, go to Sideshow's website. So from the base to the tip of his cape, it's almost 26 inches. Depth is about 16. And he's probably about 12 to 13 inches wide. So let's talk about the concept of this. One of the things I really like is all the 52 line, the bases are similar aspect. So I like it when you can pair something together. If you wanted to go the whole Justice League, they're all going to have very similar bases, but not exactly the same either. So it starts off the base, which we'll look at the paint and sculpt later, has this silverish, metalish outside with Superman's symbol, the symbol of hope all over it. And then it's kind of this concrete building structure with iron beams and building cables and all that good stuff mixed in with the cement. It's all broken up like it's part of a fight. And this Superman truly has an awesome flying aspect to him. So he's not pegged in at his feet to make it look like he's flying. He's pegged in the back, kind of like XM Studios did with the recent white Magneto. Really, really cool. No leaning issues. He's secured in there really well, and he's in a fight mode. So he's in the middle of a battle, and especially with the light up eyes, his cape is flowing in the wind. It's a fully sculpted cape, which kicks ass. We're going to talk about later. He's got his left hand in a fist. He's in an action dynamic pose. And originally when I bought him, I planned to put him side by side with the 52 bats. So here's a picture of it, because in this he has some kryptonite. So I thought they'd look excellent fighting each other. So if you have the 52 bats on order, this might be a good sell for you. Look at that sales ability. But I really like the concept a lot. And one of the things you're going to notice is his suit is weird. And this is the new 52 suit. So it's more of a shiny blue metallic and metallic red on the boots belt than it is his traditional cloth suit, whether it's, your original versions of Superman or your Christopher Reeves or your Henry Cavill's. That's how I pronounce it, Cavill. But totally, but it's still Superman. Obviously, there's no denying that. There's no question on what's going on. And I also have Sideshow's premium format, their newer one, where he's holding Brainiac's hand, which I also am selling as well. And I like this a lot better simply because of the pose. I can get past the fact it's a different type of Superman because it still looks awesome. I think this is an exclusive or fail. I think you have to have the red beams because he is in that dynamic pose. You want to show him fighting, so he does have the light up eyes. They don't light up, but red eyes. Really, really cool. And design-wise, very, very smart. Like I said, he appears to be flying, especially with his cape in the wind. Everything, the way the base goes together, it doesn't look fake, even though there's so many different parts. I think they did a fantastic job. The one disadvantage to the design, I would say, is it does take up a lot of space. These 52 bases, all of them do. Cyborg takes up even more, which I'm going to review and sell too. But yeah, really, really cool. Well done. It's a little bit more pricey than some of the older premium or older quarter scale, but again, it's a Prime 1 piece, and now Prime 1 pieces are $1,500, so it's technically half that. Let's talk about the paint and sculpt, and I think they did a really good job. Eventually, I'm going to start grading my pieces, and I think I'm going to do it A, B, C, D, E, F, or something of that nature. 1 to 10 is too much of a general area. But let's start at the bottom here. First, the outside, the metallic part of the base, I think is okay. It has these shapes on it, and then there's all these cracks and ridges in them, and I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I would have liked it to be a little bit more clean. You notice all the Superman symbols are clean, but I don't know what they were trying to accomplish. And the Superman symbols are a little bit different. They're more silver, where the bottom part of the base is gray. And then the concrete looks pretty good. It doesn't look bad. I would say if I was giving that a grade, I'd give it a B. It's not an A, but it's better than most average concrete you see. I like the texture on it. I like the different coloring. It's a different color of gray than they used on the bottom part of the sub base. And there's all these rocks and gravel pits, large, small. Looks really good. And then you see different parts of it, like I said, some red beams coming out, this red tubing in the middle that has all these different rustic colors on it. Some of the building cables coming out of the side at the front. And then you have these huge iron beams on the back, and you can tell he just sawed them in half with his laser vision. And I believe the Cyborg base has some similar stuff going on. I don't have this particular Wonder Woman. So it's this orange, red, hot color. It looks, I would give this a B-, the paint on this. I like what they tried to do. I like how it, on the edge there's kind of this molten, melted stuff. But I think they should have used a little bit different color, maybe more red to make it more hot. And then the big pillar in the back, I really like how where it's breaking, it's not the smoother part of the concrete, but all this rock and rubble inside with some post-tension cable where it's breaking over. Again, adds to the dynamic aspect of the statue. And another beam on the top with a few chips and nicks in it, and this one is sawed in half too, and you don't know if this is the other part of the beam or a different beam altogether. Very cool base though, and one thing I really like is it doesn't really take away from the character. One of the difficult parts of making a fantastic statue with an elaborate base is making sure it doesn't take away, so your eyes aren't constantly averting to the base. But if you do I said doo-doo. If you do an elaborate base, then you want to make sure that when you do look at it, it is really cool, but it's not taking your attention away from that character. So let's start on Superman, and I'm going to save his cape for last. Usually we do portraits. We're going to save cape for last because I freaking love his cape. It's my favorite part of the statue. But starting at his boots, so again, it's almost like these futuristic metallic red boots with a few shades of black. And they do look metallic, but you do see one or two folds in there telling you it's not metallic. So it's just the material they're made out of, and some cool designs on the front and the sides. And again, they're totally floating. There's at least 1 to 3 inches in between his legs and feet and any other part of the statue. And then those armored boot style kind of go up to his knees. He has these weird knee pads, I want to say, which Superman obviously wouldn't need any armor. So again, I think it's more just supposedly decorative. And then moving up to his thighs and knees, that's not armor. It is material. It's sculpted, but it's sculpted as material pants. Some cool folds, then there's some seams, and then right up around his Superman crotch area. They didn't go crazy on his package, which I appreciate. And his shorts aren't the traditional red, they're the blue. So it's blue on blue, and it's almost the exact same color, but it doesn't look bad. Then his belt, it's more shiny than his boots, but again, a lot of the same kind of design. This red metallic belt. And no Superman or yellow in it like there traditionally is. And then his upper torso, it's kind of a mix between material and armor, and I can't really tell what it is, but I think that's what I like about the statue. So you can see a lot of the musculature in Superman, from his abs to his chest, and then even looking at his huge biceps and shoulders. And again, this weird, alien, intricate design, probably what they would wear on Krypton, some type of futuristic looking suits or armor. Fantastic job on the sculpt, in my opinion. And then his Superman symbol, so it has a lot of similarities to the traditional one, but the S is a little bit different shape. And you don't really see it unless you're starting to study it, and that is the only yellow on the statue, and it's more of a goldish off yellow than it is your traditional yellow. And then we're looking at his exclusive portrait here. I think they did a fantastic job with his hair. Some cool strands in there, and as you see, there's blue in there. And obviously that's intentional. I don't know if that's accurate to the comic book, but I like how, I can't remember what they call it, the slick, the Superman slick. He almost has quite a few of them coming down over his eyes. Looks neat. And then his eyebrows fully sculpted in. And he looks mad, but not too mad, because Superman isn't, like a violent, killer or anything. Just intense in battle. The way his lips are pursed around his teeth, kind of peeling back. And his teeth aren't super pearly white, which I do like. So this is like an evil Superman without it actually being evil. His skin color is pretty dark on his face. And then one of the things you notice, he almost, on his hands, this translucent skin color. So it's actually a little bit lighter. And there is a noticeable difference between his hands and face, but you really don't notice it unless you're staring directly at it. And then let's move to his cape. So first of all, there's texture all over it, the different folds and flow of the cape, and it is fully sculpted and it's not that heavy, so I'm not sure what type of material they used, whether it's definitely not polystone because it's not that heavy. And there's this awesome red color. It's a different red color than anywhere else on his costume. Yet there's these black that's just all throughout, and it's definitely intentional where they have the black at, and it just really makes the statue pop. And the Superman symbol on the back is black as well. And I just love the flow of this. It is really good. This is why, I mean, I like the whole statue, but this is what's really making it hard for me to sell. And then one part I didn't really talk about, I want to look at his eyes again. So I love how they did the red on the outside and then the pure white on the inside. We never know exactly what his eyes look like when he's using his laser vision, because you can't see because there's lasers coming out. But again, it kind of adds to that badass effect. You know, he's not evil, but he's mad and he's kicking it. So it's a very, very cool Superman statue. I think one of the reasons it didn't originally hold its value, I think I'm going to try and sell it at retail and, you know, hold strong from there because I'm not in a hurry to sell stuff. And I know some statues I lose, some I make twice as much. So yeah, very cool piece. If you have this, congrats. I just don't need 6 or 7 Supermans. I have another one I'm selling, I have 4 more, and then I think I have 2 more coming, so that's just too many. Even though Superman is the most badass character, I'd love to have his powers. So let me know what you think of this statue. What do you think the best quarter scale Superman statue is? I think the best Superman statue is the Superman Hush by Prime 1, but that's a 3rd scale. Let me know what you think, what your favorite quarter scale statue is. So really appreciate you guys watching, and yeah, subscribe if you haven't. Drop me a like or a dislike if you haven't, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care.